I'm going to give out some props, some underdogs that I think are going to win, some pieces you can put into your parlays, etc. And hopefully win you guys some money rather than these dickheads all over TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, whatever, giving out their fucking stupid ass props every single week, prop after prop after prop, just not hitting. Underdogs that have no fucking chance of winning. Just I see dumb pick after dumb pick and fucking people in the comment section, tailing it, putting their money on it and then just continuously losing. So I'm going to give out some props that actually have a chance of winning, some fucking underdogs that have a very high chance of getting the job done, etc. And hopefully, to the people watching this, can win some money and take the advice. Now, I'm not going to go through every single fight on the card. I'm going to go through the ones that I've highlighted out that I'll be putting money on. Starting with the main event, Ilia Topuria versus Charles Oliveira. Now, your your average fan, or not even that, just your average viewer is going to say Ilia Topuria by knockout. Now, I think that Ilia Topuria is the most underrated grappler in the UFC right now, currently, just because of how good of a grappler he is, and he doesn't get any recognition for it. Now, the prop I'm going to be taking for this one is Ilia Topuria by submission. Now, people don't understand Ilia's background, his base is Greco-Roman wrestling, is grappling. He's got tremendous jiu-jitsu and his transitions on the ground are so smooth. Go and watch the clips of him and his brother Alexandre Topuria rolling and Guram Kutaladze and just how smooth and the fluidity behind it. He is such a good grappler. I honestly It's very likely that Ilya gets a TKO. I don't think he's going to go out there and knock out Charles cold. I think he's going to hurt him on the feet, and that's what's going to lead to the submission. I think it's kind of going to look like the Bryce Mitchell-Ilya fight, a little bit of back and forth in the first round. Charles isn't fully completely out of it. Second round comes along, Ilya hurts him on the feet. Charles shoots a takedown. They're in a sprawl position, and I think Ilya is going to lock in a Darce choke or maybe even a guillotine. I just feel like he's going to make a statement and he's not going to be afraid, as of Justin Gaethje and Poirier, when they dropped Charles, they would just let him get back up, give him time to recover. I think Ilya is going to go into the guard of Charles. He's not going to be scared. I think he's going to make a statement. I can see the same thing that happened in the Bryce Mitchell fight, just ragdolling him a little bit, getting the submission. So for the odds that I got it at earlier this week, it was $9 odds. So if you put $10, you get $90. If you put $100, your return is $900. I just think that that's just stupid. That's just silly. I can see very similar to the Islam and Charles fight. Islam dropped him and then got on top and got the head and arm choke. I can see the exact same thing happening here with Ilya. And I think just at the odds that I got it for, it's totally worth it. Even at the odds that are now, they're slightly lower. I think there's $7 odds. It's still worth it. It's still worth a sprinkle. So obviously Ilya by KO may be the smarter pick, but I do like the chances of an Ilya Topuria submission. I feel like Ilya is the type of guy, and he's even said it in interviews. Whether that comes by submission, I'm not afraid to grapple with Charles, etc. So I think that is a very, very good prop. Obviously, it's not a fucking lock, but Ilya by submission, I do have some money on that. Now we'll move down to the next fight. Now, Beniel Dariush and Renato Moicano. Now, I'm going with Beniel Dariush in this. He's currently an underdog. He may end up a favourite. I think the odds will close and they'll become closer, maybe a pick'em, but Renato Moicano is shit. Apart from fucking screaming at the press conference and trying to hype himself up, he's fucking dog shit. Like, he's been subbed by Ortega, he's been KO'd by Korean Zombie, he gets fucking wobbled nearly every single fight. Dober, Turner, fucking Aldo knocked him out in like 2 minutes. They're the same age. A lot of people do think Benil's older, but they are the same age. I think Beniel has better stand up. Look at Renato Moicano's fight with Benoit Saint Denis. He got lucky. He caught that kick. He took Benoit down, did some damage to him. Even with a compromised Benoit, watch round 2 of that fight. how fucking shit Renato Moicano looks on the feet. He looks dog shit. He lost round 2 with Benoit Saint Denis, fucking super compromised, having a fucked up head. And did Beans all? He did fucking nothing. He just poked around and got outpointed by a compromised fucking Benoit. Now you could say, oh, fucking he knew the doctor was going to come in, but he looks shit regardless. Every fight he's in on the feet, like look, even the Drew Dober fight, he's getting fucking wobbled every single round. And in the Dober fight, he was able to resort to the grappling and just take him down and lay on him and control and win out a decision. But I don't think he's going to be able to do that to Beniel. I think Beniel's probably going to have a moment where he does hurt him on the feet. I wouldn't even be surprised if Beniel got the TKO in this fight. But I think Beniel's going to outpoint him on the feet. I think he's going to throw more. I think the shots that he will land will do more damage. Even if Renato Moicano takes him down, I trust in Beniel's jiu-jitsu to be able to defend himself and last to the end of the round or get back up and, look at the scrambles with Gamrot. Fucking Beniel has a win over Gamrot. Renato Moicano would get dominated by Gamrot. I think Renato Moicano is a little bit overrated because of, I'd probably say with the Turner fight and just how he speaks. I just think he's shit. I think Beniel shouldn't be the underdog here. I actually kind of like that Beniel's had a long layoff. I'm expecting him to go in here with no injuries, kind of fresh. Could start off a little bit slow because of the layoff. I think it was nearly 2 years, but I'll also favour in the fact that this time around, Moicano is coming off a loss rather than a win. That Islam fight kind of ruined the momentum that he had at that time. So that's why I think now the odds are closer to what they were back when they were originally scheduled to fight. But I'm going with I'm going with Beniel Dariush. Sorry, I think Beniel's going to win a decision, but I would not be surprised if Beniel got a finish. Even if that's a submission, I wouldn't be surprised. But I'm going to be taking a Beniel Dariush money line onto the next. Now, little underdog prop here that definitely could happen too is you could take a double chance bet with Peyton Talbert by KO or Felipe Lima by submission, or you could also use the prop, the fight not to go the distance. Now, I'm going to pick Felipe Lima. I think Felipe Lima is just the more well-rounded fighter. Obviously, you see Talbot getting taken down. He's been taken down on the regional scene a bunch as well. Even in his contender series fight, he had his back taken and was controlled. I think Lima's gonna out tip for tat him. I think he's gonna outpoint him. I think he's got a very good front kick and a very good jab. I think he's gonna use his kicks very well in this fight. He's not gonna get too close to Talbot um, because of Talbot's not boxing, but power. I think Felipe Lima is smart enough to mix in the takedowns, which I'm assuming he is. Hopefully, he doesn't. We don't see another one of these favorites go out there with a dog shit game plan and then get fucked. So he should grapple. If he does grapple, he will win. The prop that I'm going to be taking for a bit of a sprinkle is Felipe Lima by submission. Now, watch that fucking Naimov fight. Naimov is a 45er and he's like a well-established 45er. He's got wins. He's got a win over Khan Offley. He just picked up a win against Bogdan Grad the other weekend. He's got a win over Nathaniel Wood. Felipe Lima easily took his back and submitted him with a rear naked choke. I think Felipe Lima is a very, very, very good prospect. I think within the next 12 months, he's going to be in the top 15 of the bantamweight division, as long as he, gets a couple more fights and doesn't just not be active. But yeah, I'm going to be taking the submission prop here. Just a bit of a sprinkle, not a lock, not a confident pick, but if I was to pick an outcome, I would say Felipe Lima by decision. Just feel like it's going to be slightly even on the feet. He does need to be careful of Talbot's power when closing the distance. But the longer the fight goes, I think it favours Felipe. And as long as he mixes in the takedowns, I think he's going to get the job done. But with the takedowns, I think that he can find a submission. So that's the reasoning behind that pick. Definitely worth a sprinkle. I think it's $6.50 odds currently. Now we're going to go to a very confident prop that is paying good. Is Terence McKinney versus Vyacheslav Borchov. Now, I'm taking either one or two outcomes in this fight. Terence McKinney wins in round one, or Borchov wins in round two. That's honestly what I think. I think Terence McKinney, if he takes down Borchov in round one, he submits him. That's what I believe. I think Terence McKinney has very underrated grappling. Look what he fucking did with Faraz Siam. Faraz Siam's fucking dog shit. Overrated as fuck. I keep seeing people say, oh, he deserves a Chandler fight or a top. No, the fuck he doesn't. He's terrible. You know, he doesn't finish anyone except for a fucking chinny ass biscuit chin for Vola. He's fucking shit. McKinney ragdolled him and subbed him with ease. I think if McKinney takes down Borchov, I think he will in round one. He's just gonna, come forward, land a bomb. They're gonna get into the clinch, trip him, take the back, or get in a Darce choke or something. I think he's gonna submit him in round one. Now, if it does go to round two, look for a live bet. Look for a live bet on Borchov because McKinney, none of his fights have ever gone to a decision. If he's not getting the early finish, more than not, he's getting finished. So I think it's a little bit 50-50 here. If Borchov can survive the early onslaught, the first 5 minutes, 6 minutes, I think he's going to get the job done in the second and clip McKinney. But if McKinney gets down Borchov early in the first round, which I do think he will, I think he will mix in a takedown. Hopefully he's smart enough to, hopefully he actually has normal coaches. I keep seeing fucking, you see so many, every fucking card nowadays I see a fighter. He's going up against a guy with dog shit grappling, terrible takedown defense, but a good striker, and they just stand and strike. Like, take him down, submit him. Borchov has terrible fucking grappling. He has like a 40% takedowns defense. Take him down. If you can do that to Farasiam, you can do this to fucking Borchov. So I'm going to be picking Terence McKinney by first round submission. It's paying more than a first round knockout, and I think it's very, very likely to happen. So definitely that is worth a sprinkle. That is a confident prop of mine. Going to be slamming that. I think McKinney gets it done in one. May place a bit of a backup bet on a Borchov round two TKO, but yeah, McKinney by first round submission is the pick. Next, now these two fights here, Jacobe Smith versus Nico Price and Jhonata Diniz versus Alvin Hines. Now this is a little parlay, a two leg multi, a two-leg parlay that you should definitely put on. This is a fucking lock. Okay, come back to this video because this is fucking happening. First, we'll start with Nico Price and Jacobe Smith. Leg number one is Jacobe Smith by knockout. Nico Price has a fucking biscuit chin. Seen him on Embedded. He's got fucking severe CTE. I feel bad for him. I hope he retires after this knockout loss because he's a nice guy, but he's fucked. Like his brain, he's fried. He needs to retire. He's been in too many wars. He's been KO'd too many times. Jacobe Smith is actually severely overrated. His boxing is shit. He just has power. But unfortunately, that's fucking enough to be able to TKO Nico Price, who is also dog shit. Jacobe Smith, I do not think he will get far in the welterweight division because his boxing is terrible. He has power, but he has no technique. It's just straight shots, sloppy. Like, there's no good movement. He's not rotating his hips on his shots. He's not out there boxing like Ilya. He's just fucking throwing 1-2s and relying on his power to beat these little biscuit chins on the regional scene. But leg number one is Jacobe Smith by KO. It's going to happen whether it's round one or round two. I'm just taking it flat out by KO, so I don't have to worry about the round. And for leg number two, Jhonata Diniz by KO, TKO in rounds one or two. Now, Alvin Hines is taking this on short notice. He already has a shit gas tank. On short notice, it's going to be even worse. He's got terrible defense. He got fucking lit up on the regional scene against I can't remember the guy's name. Some little short, fat, fucking obese, bulked up welterweight. He got outstruck in the first round by him. He was even getting taken down. Alvin Hines is just so slow. I don't think Diniz is going to be taken down by him. I think, they're going to have a little bit of an exchange and you're going to see Hines wobble with a left hook by Diniz. Diniz is just... Alvin Hines is going to make Jhonata Diniz look like a world-class fucking kickboxer, which he is a very good kickboxer, but He's going to make him better than what he looks like because of how shit Alvin Hines is. He's got a terrible gas tank, so I think even if it goes to round two, he's going to be very, very fatigued. He was very fatigued. One of his latest fights in round two, and that's with a full camp. Imagine now, under the bright lights of the UFC banner. Diniz has had multiple fights. He's won. He's lost. He's seen there. He's done that. He's got more experience. I think Diniz is going to knock him out inside 2 rounds. I think he's going to knock him out in the first round, but I do have just a bit of a safety with that second round also. So the a, a fucking a parlay, whatever you want to call it, that I'm very, very confident in that I'm giving out. Leg number one, Jacobe Smith by knockout. Leg number two, Jhonata Diniz by knockout inside rounds 1 or 2. Slam the fuck out of that. Come back to this. I've done the tape study. I've watched both of them fight. I've been watching Nico Price for years. I've been watching Jacobe Smith since the Contender Series. I've been watching Jhonata Diniz's whole career. I've watched every single one of these guys' fucking fights in preparation for this card. This will happen. This will get up. I've got a unit on this to return 2.9, so it's at $2.90 odds. Very, very confident in this. Trust me. Bet on this, not these fucking dickheads all on TikTok that know nothing about MMA, have never been in a cage in their life. This is going to happen. Nico Price, Biscuit Chin, Alvin Hines, fat and obese. That's it for the video. Slam the fuck out of that. And then obviously take the props as you will. The McKini first round sub or Borchov second round TKO. Felipe Lima decision or submission, but nice little prop is the submission. The underdog pick with Beniel, money line, and then a little prop with the Ilya Taporia submission. Now that's it. Thank you for watching. Alvin Hines is obese.